Hey everyone, and welcome back to Brian's Horror Movies for Life YouTube channel. And we're going to continue with my October 2025 Spooktacular Series, where I'm revisiting the Halloween franchise. In this video, we're going to take a look at the ninth movie in the franchise, and that is the reboot by Rob Zombie, which of course is 2007's Rob Zombie's Halloween. Now, I have the unrated version. I watched this first a couple years ago. I think I've watched it a couple times. In the last year, I did get the theatrical versions of both the original, well, not the original, but of Rob Zombie's Halloween and Halloween 2 here, which I already watched this one for this video, obviously. I'm going to watch Halloween 2, the theatrical version, for this series as well. I can honestly say that I actually, in this case, I like the theatrical version a lot better than the unrated version. If you've seen this unrated version, it's not for me. It really isn't. There's a rape scene when Michael escapes from the institution, like halfway through the movie, that I really was completely unnecessary and I could have done without. So I'm glad that I have this, the theatrical version of the original Halloween. We'll get to Halloween 2 in the next video. But in this video, we're going to talk about Rob Zombie's 2007 Halloween. So this is a very mixed bag movie for me. The first 30 to 40 minutes of the movie, the rest of the movie, the last 30 or 40 minutes, it's pretty good. I don't mind it. I don't mind it once you get to Halloween night 15 years later after Michael escapes. But everything before that, when he's a kid and how much time they spend on that backstory and all the white trash, trailer trash, skull fuck the shit out of you kind of stuff that they do, that's Rob Zombie writing at his worst right there. It's absolutely dreadful. I think going forward, I might just skip that part of the movie, to be honest with you, and just go straight to Halloween night with Laurie Strode and Annie and all them. I just don't get anything out of the backstory. First of all, it removes all the mystery and intrigue and the scares having to do with Michael Myers and why he does what he does. Just the fact that you gave him a backstory that was so long and so thorough. That's number one. And number two, the backstory that you did give him is just completely unnecessary. It's just complete white trash, some of the worst dialogue you'll ever hear kind of stuff. And I absolutely hate the first 30 to 40 minutes of this movie. I really do. It's unwatchable, in my opinion. Then as young Michael is in the sanitarium, and he's being visited by Loomis, played by Malcolm McDowell in this movie. Then I could start to get into it a little bit. Some of their interactions were interesting, where Michael at first is kind of receptive to talking to him, but then he starts making more kind of masks and stuff, paper mache masks, and eventually he doesn't talk at all, and that's when you get into what we're used to, the 15-year later part. Now, the things that I like about this movie, I know I've already kind of shat on it. Those are kind of my cons for the movie. I guess I started with the cons this time because it's so easy to do. Because the movie opens with it. I absolutely hated every character in the first 40 minutes of the movie. Even Michael. The kid, I thought the kid did a good job portraying Michael. The actor's name, I forget who it is. He's like 30 now in real life. But I thought he did a good job, but man, I hated his mom, played by, of course, Rob Zombie's wife. I hated the live-in boyfriend, whatever he is. He's the one that says the skull fuck dialogue. I hated his sister, the bullies at school. I was kind of torn on that whole scene when Michael beats the shit out of him. Because on the one hand, having been bullied myself, it's very cathartic. But on the other hand, it's like, God, it's just brutal. And I just don't think it's necessary. Like I said, the whole first act, the whole first 30 or 40 minutes of this movie, it removes any intrigue, it removes any mystery that's involved, and ultimately any scares that are involved by giving him the backstory, and then having it be a white trash family backstory makes it even worse. So besides that, what else don't I like about the movie? It's obviously, I don't dislike this, but it's basically John Carpenter's Halloween on steroids. It's a lot bloodier and a lot gorier. Obviously, the original Halloween movie wasn't either of those things. It was stalking, it was scary, it was suspense-inducing. This is definitely your typical 2000s version of Halloween here, and it's just very brutal, very violent, very brutal, very gory. Lots of nudity, a lot of boob shown on screen. That's not necessarily negative, but I'm just saying there's a distinct difference there, and I still prefer John Carpenter's Halloween, obviously. As far as the good things that I can say about Rob Zombie's Halloween from 2007, I like some of the actors in the movie. Obviously, Malcolm McDowell, he's no Donald Pleasance as that character of Sam Loomis, but he does pretty good, I think, kind of making it his own. Man, sometimes when I try to think faster than I can talk, that's what happens. It's cool that Danielle Harris is back in the movie, this time playing Annie Brackett. It's nice to see her back in a Halloween movie. And then you get some nice cameos by people like Bill Moseley and what's her name? Oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank. Dee Wallace, or Dee Wallace Stone, as she used to be known, but Dee Wallace. And then also Ken Foree as well as Joe Grizzly, I think it is. So it's nice to see some of the actors in this movie. I thought some of them are cameos or short, but I thought they did a good job. That was kind of fun, especially Danielle Harris. The sheriff is played by Chucky himself, the voice of Chucky, Brad Dourif, and I really like him as the sheriff. He does a good job. Like I said, Malcolm McDowell does a good job, but I'm not going to say he's as good as Donald Pleasance. Nobody ever could be, though. Obviously, I don't prefer Scout Taylor Compton's Laurie Strode over Jamie Lee Curtis's, although I will say that Scout did kind of make Laurie her own. She didn't copy what Jamie Lee Curtis did. Now, part of that is the time. This was made in the mid-2000s. So the movie's more mid-2000s. It's got that feel and that tone to it, as opposed to the late 70s when Jamie Lee Curtis did her portrayal. But Laurie in this movie's a lot more kind of out there, even though she still doesn't have a boyfriend and is kind of the virgin of the trio of girls there, just like Jamie Lee Curtis's Laurie was in the original. She's a little bit more I don't know the best way to say it, but she's a little bit more dirty-minded, a little bit more not quite so virginous as 1978 was, more 2007. There's a difference if you watch the movies. Laurie Strode in 1978 was very reserved, very kind of nerdy. This Laurie Strode is very what's the word? I can't think of the word. She's just kind of she's a little bit more daring, a little bit more party girl's not the right way to say it, but she's just more kind of out there, I guess. So I give Scout Taylor Compton credit for that. I don't know if it was her or Rob Zombie. Part of it might have just been it was made in 2007 instead of 1978, but anyway, I thought she did decently the second half of the movie when she's like the main character along with Michael. I also do like Tyler Mane's portrayal of Michael. I don't think it's the best or even the top 3 in the franchise, but it'd probably be number 4 or 5, I would say, as far as all the different portrayals of Michael Myers. I also like the mask in this movie. Not as much as the original, but it's probably right there with part 6. It's a mask that's a little dirtier, a little bit. It's a Rob Zombie Halloween mask, basically. Just like Rob Zombie's dialogue, it's very dirty and very gross. But it works. Both Tyler Mane being cast by Rob Zombie and the look of the mask both work, considering that it's a Rob Zombie movie. That stuff all just kind of fits, and I do like the mask of Michael Myers in this movie, and I do like Tyler Mane, who's just absolutely gigantic as Michael Myers in this movie. I think it really fit for what Rob Zombie was going for. And then I have to say, I do like the third act of this movie. Once you get the Halloween night, it's basically John Carpenter's movie on steroids, and I could even see some people, especially younger people, liking it more than John Carpenter's 1978 movie, at least the part that takes place on Halloween night, because it's a more faster paced, on steroids, bloodier, gorier, fight to the death kind of ending. Where in the first movie it was a lot more, there's a lot more run and chase, a lot more stalking, a lot more, is he going to be able to save her in time kind of thing. Here it's just balls to the walls, in your tits in your face kind of. And that's Rob Zombie, man. And some people love that and some people hate it. And I can appreciate this movie on certain levels, but like I said, not the first 30 minutes. That I don't need to watch again. I really don't. Even in the theatrical cut, which is much better, as I said, than the unrated version. I don't really need to watch the unrated version again unless somebody that a friend of mine comes over and never seen it before and wants to watch it for whatever reason. But yeah, I do like the third act of this movie. It really does. The music once again is there, using the same score as John Carpenter. That's great. I think Rob Zombie does a good job of using it in the right places. The very end of the movie, we don't get Michael falling off a balcony after being shot 6 times and then having him disappear when Loomis looks down. Instead, you get him pushing him and Laurie off the balcony. She wakes up from being he's unconscious. She's got Loomis's gun. She goes to shoot him in the face and can't do it, and he grabs her wrists, and then you hear the shot, and she's got blood running down her face. And of course, she's just a bloody mess in typical Rob Zombie fashion. And then you hear the police sirens get louder, and then the music kicks in the ending credits. That was pretty intense. I don't think it's quite as effective of ending as the original. But it is one of the more effective endings of any Halloween movie in the franchise. Your heart does kind of beat along with that, the way that Rob Zombie ended the movie. So again, if this is like a heart monitor, it's kind of like this. It starts out here and then it goes like this. So it's a 50-50 movie. It's kind of what it's going to end up being in my ranking. I think it's somewhat middle of the road when it's all said and done. But anyway, that's Halloween from 2007. Like I said, I have the Blu-ray theatrical version, and then I have the unrated DVD version. But yeah, I like most of the movie, but not all of the movie. I don't love any of the movie, but I do like the last 45 minutes or so. Hate the first half hour, though. Hate it. I absolutely despise it. It ruins the movie. If they would have just had more of a generic first part, kind of like the original. I know Rob Zombie wanted to do his own thing, but man, somebody needed to get to him and advise him a little bit or something. I don't know. But go ahead and comment down below what you guys think of Rob Zombie's Halloween from 2007. Do you like it as much as the original, more than the original, or are you like me where you think you like some parts of it, but not all of it? Comment down below. Please like this video. Hit the little notification bell and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my upcoming reviews or anything. Any of my reviews for the October 2025 Spooktacular Series. I still got 2 other random Halloween horror movies to review yet. So I've got a lot of work to do the last 11 days here. But with all that being said, thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying this series and your October. And as always, stay scared. Bye.